Heather Gray, the Lyme Boss here. I'm a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner and bioenergetic practitioner. And maybe you feel like crap. And that's why you need to listen to these high-level experts that I have on my show every week, whether it's Lyme disease, mold toxicity, autoimmune, mental health issues, weight, cancer, you fill in the blank. I guarantee you will find something inspiring, entertaining, something that'll give you hope, practical advice that you can take home at the end of every episode. I highly thank you for joining us, and you're going to just love this next guest. And my guest today is no different. So, Dr. Christiane, she has her own podcast, PhD. She has a PhD in health economics and a couple different degrees in food and nutrition. And we're going to be talking about how to make 2024 the best year of your life. But welcome, Christiane.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Heather. I'm really excited to make 2024 the best year of your life, because clearly what we're after is using little tidbits and using it in our own life, and maybe kind of putting a little first aid kit together that we don't need that Band-Aid, but rather that we can prevent things instead of being reactive. And so I really dealt with digestive issues. What I'm going to share with you today are some of the secrets that helped me moving into alternative medicine and away from medicine that actually had more side effects than it really helped me with regard to benefits. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, let's dive a little deeper into your story, if you would.
Well, so digestive issues, if you think about that, are kind of complex really to diagnose. So it's not really like you can take an X-ray and you look what's going on. So it requires a little bit more of an intensive investigation. Yes, maybe use that word. And I think I actually grew up with it. So some people tend to have this issue. Some people tend to have that issue. So I always had a really sensitive stomach. When I'm stressed, that's the first thing that I'm feeling. And initially, what I really noticed was my external really changed. So aside from being bloated, aside from not feeling well, I also had acne. And of course, as a teenager, you think that will go away, but it actually really didn't go away. My hair was also dry. It wasn't shiny. It was somewhat dull. And I also felt that in general, there's a brain fog, that sluggishness that came from the interior. So I saw a doctor. Doctor said, well, we can totally treat your acne. Don't worry at all. I'm going to prescribe antibiotics and you're going to take them on a daily basis. Now, if you think about that, if you have digestive issues, you're essentially treating one symptom that might then lead to something else. So antibiotics essentially really clear out your gut. So you have to add probiotics to get a healthy gut flora going again. So it really didn't help what I was trying to treat, which was digestive issues. The antibiotics actually only accelerated the pain, the bloating. And while I got rid of acne, I don't know that it completely was worth the consequences I dealt with. So then I started looking into alternative medicine. I thought there needs to be a different route because this is clearly, as you mentioned, Heather, just a Band-Aid on something. And I started looking into essential oils. I started looking more into teas. And then, of course, the easiest thing ever, what we all do is I started looking into my food. I thought, well, maybe there are some things that I'm eating that I shouldn't be eating, or maybe I shouldn't be eating them at the time that I'm eating them, or maybe not in the order that I'm eating them. So it's like three different components: the type of food, the time when you eat it, and the order when you eat it. Because think about it, all the food lands in your stomach. It's like a little bit of like a road where there's cars driving down. And it might not be that you are in the wrong car, but it might just not be the right car for the road that you are taking, or it might not be the right time that you took the car, right? So that's really what I figured out. And then in addition to the food, I'm a food nutritionist, but I'm also a health economist. I tended to be very economical with the time that I took for myself. So self-care was pretty much on the back burner. And that entails everything from exercising, from, just more mindfulness, reading books, maybe taking care of hobbies that I had neglected. And that was something that is such a huge component, whatever you're dealing with, that you really need to think about. It's not just what you put in your body, it's also your body. And that's why my company is called Hello Happy Nest, your body as your nest that you want to nourish, nurture, and take care of to level up and really feel you are at that happiness level that you personally could achieve.
Well, and that's such a great point. So many people put this on the back burner, and it's something I talk about all the time. Whether it's your relationship, whether it's your kids, whether it's your job, whatever it is you put on the back burner, it's like having a plant that you have forgotten to water, right? It's not going to thrive. Like if we want things to thrive in our life, we have to put attention to them, intention and attention to them. And the same goes with our health. And so thank you for bringing that self-care piece in it. And so many women, right, especially entrepreneurial women with families, we are last on the list. And that's why us type A personalities have gotten autoimmune diseases and have Lyme and, have all these other things that are going on right now. So thank you for bringing that in.
Oh yeah, completely. And I actually appreciate that you really focus on the at-risk group, because I teach marketing. Yes, use that terminology that I teach my students all the time. So you don't really say, well, everybody has digestive issues. Well, I'm sure people do. To some extent, everybody maybe has digestive issues every so often, but then there are groups that really struggle with it more. And if you think about, what you always see in the airplane when it says, oh, put your seatbelt on and then help others, it's something that females are very good in ignoring. So the whole fact that you need to take care of yourself to be a better wife, a partner, a mom, a business owner, and then of course, just a human being that you are destined to share your joy with the world is something that females tend to neglect. And because they neglect it, it's nearly like a cycle to one thing leads to the next thing. And you're not performing at your best if you don't take care of yourself. So my encouragement to you would be take a look at your medicine cabinet. And I always say, don't throw out everything all at once, but maybe take a look and really see, is there maybe something that I could replace with alternative medicine? Or is there something that I need to ask my doctor about that I could maybe pull back into lower doses? And that's not, saying that you're not doing the right regime right now. It's also not saying that we don't need modern medicine. Absolutely not. There's always a need for everything in your life. It's more really saying that sometimes we need to be a better advocate for our own health. To be more educated means that you ask more questions, that you maybe, I actually have one of those really amazing magnifying glasses, and I use the magnifying glass and really read all the fine print on medication, and I'm trying to evaluate benefit and cost. I also read fine print on foods that I purchase now. So I realized I'm intolerant to gluten, I'm intolerant for dairy, and those are high prone allergens. And that's something that you shouldn't immediately say, oh, I'm going to go plant-based, but maybe try it out for a day, meatless Monday. So these are all little steps to make 2024 more powerful. Educate yourself, ask more questions, and become a detective when it comes to purchasing food, purchasing medicine, or even cosmetics, anything that goes in your body, out of your body, and that you use on a daily basis. Start questioning a little bit more, and you will see it will actually go a long way.
Absolutely, 110%. On that note, we're going to take a quick break. Come back. We're going to talk about, she's going to teach us how to make 2024 the best year of our life. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
When you're facing painful symptoms, a diagnosis of chronic Lyme, or an autoimmune disease, it can be overwhelming to navigate. You already know mainstream medicine doesn't have the tools to support you, and often even alternative medicine can become a maze of options without sustained results. Modern living puts significant stress on our systems. To counter this, we need a holistic approach, utilizing the latest technology and guided by physicians with decades of clinical experience. This is biological medicine. The Biomed Center in Scottsdale, Arizona is one of the most comprehensive clinics in the world, incorporating the latest diagnostics available, such as full-body MRIs, computer regulation thermography, heart rate variability, toxin screenings, and along with hormone and gut testing, they achieve the broadest look at all systems of the body. Customized protocols are developed by physicians who have treated thousands of patients in chronic disease by optimizing their biological performance. Save yourself years of suffering and searching with a visit to the Biomed Center, Scottsdale. The future of medicine is here.
Hey there. Cellcore is one of the best supplement companies around when it comes to dealing with parasites, heavy metals, toxins, candida, Lyme disease, and co-infections. It is my go-to when it comes to anything detoxing or helping support the body with viruses, bacteria, Lyme disease. They've even come out with an amazing mental emotional support product that has been proven to help people who are super sensitive to supplements, with the MCAS type stuff, to help them be able to calm their nervous system down so that they can take the protocol and actually get healthier. So if you're really looking for a comprehensive protocol, Cellcore, there's nothing like it, hands down. For detoxing, daily support, or if you want to dive deeper into parasites, heavy metals, Lyme disease, these type of things, because Lyme typically never comes by itself. It usually has friends. And this is the first protocol that I've ever found that actually deals with each problem in the correct order, right? So the whole protocol is just absolutely life-changing. Highly recommend it. Make sure to go to the show notes. I'll have a practitioner code so that you can put in your own order. You have to be a practitioner, or schedule a 15-minute call with me to dive a little deeper to see which part of the protocol that you'll need. They also have an amazing intake form that I use with all my clients, and then I'll have them use that intake form again in a couple months just to see how these products are moving the needle, right? Because if you're working with somebody and you're not getting better and it's been longer than 3, 4, 5 months, you need to find somebody else, or you need to ask them to pivot because something is not right. Really, you should start feeling results within 3 months. So yeah, make sure to go to the show notes to find out more about Cellcore. Absolutely love this protocol. Awesome. Welcome back. So hey, let's jump in. How are we going to make 2024 the best year of our life? Because I don't know, 2023 was a little on the brutal side for a lot of folks that I know, including myself. It was like a roller coaster. So I'm excited. I'm excited to hear this.
So the way that I look at 2024 is it's a fresh start. You flip the calendar page, and now you immediately think, oh my God, I have to do all these different things. So my first recommendation to you is don't plan too many things. Think about, there is that famous saying, how do we eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And I know, who came up with this saying? I mean, who's eating elephant, right? At the same time, though, and maybe this is also tying it in with a different culture. This is actually the year of the dragon in the Chinese calendar. And the dragon is a symbol of luck and power and strength. So maybe let's just come back to that whole elephant saying right there. Maybe the way that it's really supposed to be is that you look at a new year and you're maybe writing down everything that you would like to change. And then you maybe circle 2 or 3 of those. And that's, I think, really what the point of the saying is. So I created a daily, weekly, monthly, and annual checklist. And my goal is never to check off everything, because that would be not eating the elephant one bite at a time. That would be like taking the whole thing in. And we don't want that, because it sets you up for failure. It also sets you up for a level to where you're leading a life that is so different from what you did before, to where you're feeling like somebody just plopped you out of your comfort zone and put you in a completely different scenario and environment. So my recommendation for you is sit down and intentionally think about small things you could do. And I call them action goals. Okay, so let me give you an example. An action goal would be, I'm going to walk 20 minutes per day. A result goal would be, I'm losing 20 pounds. Now, let me give you an example. It could be that you walk 20 minutes per day and you're keeping this up for quite a long time, and you're actually going to lose weight. So your action goal leads to the ultimate result that you were really going after, aside from the fact that it's great to be outside, that you're digesting while you're walking, that you're seeing amazing people on the street, that you're breathing in fresh air. Your result goal, to lose that weight, there is no action tied to it. So you don't even know, hold on, I want to lose weight, but how am I going to do this? And that's just overwhelming. So you're setting yourself up for that feeling of, oh my gosh, today is already mid of January and here we are, and I haven't even gotten started yet. So on your daily, weekly, monthly, and annual checklist, also write down actions, and don't just anchor your outcome or your your aims, your goals around like a certain weight number or, a certain clothing size, because those are all exterior things. And I would really like that you focus more on how you're feeling and how you're presenting yourself to the world. So that's my biggest recommendation to you. Take action goals, write them down, and then that start one step at a time.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. I had Dr. Tom O'Brien on my podcast, and he said the same thing, because a lot of times when it comes to taking stuff away and changing things, I can be a little bit of like rip the Band-Aid off type of person, but I know not everybody is, and they can get overwhelmed. And I like the way he put it. He's like, so if you're going to go dairy-free, gluten-free, corn-free, pick one to start with for a couple of weeks or a month. And then the next month, then you go dairy-free, but those small steps add up over a year, right? So if you look at it that way, same thing with removing toxins from your life, right? You run out of your toxic aluminum deodorant. When it runs out, switch up to a better, cleaner ingredient. You don't have to dump everything out of your cosmetic bag at once, everything out of your house at once, because that would be overwhelming and ridiculously expensive. So I love the action steps and taking things. And when we write things down, right, it also helps us to be a little bit more accountable. So that's absolutely brilliant. So what else do you got for us?
So actually, I like that transition right here, because accountability is such an important thing in our life. So I have, for instance, a little circle in my accountability group where we set each other a deadline. We actually put it on the calendar and we say by that deadline, we are going to achieve A, B, and C. Accountability is really the key to getting things done. And that's the honest truth. If you don't have deadlines, you just don't do it, right? You look at it and you're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And there's that back burner again. So create an accountability group. With
Wait. How did that go again?
The wah, wah, wah.
I wanted to hear you make that noise again. That was awesome.
So, yeah, I'm a very bubbly professor there. So it's nearly like when you hear the teacher on Peanuts talk.
Right. Wah, wah, wah. No, that was awesome. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Squirrel.
No worries at all. So you want to find a person that aligns with yourself. That is, it doesn't even matter what they are going for, but they are going to be aiming at some result as an action result in their life. And they're going to be there for you, whether that's one time per month, one time weekly. By all means, don't do it daily. That would be overwhelmed. But they are going to be putting that on their calendar, and they're going to be showing up, and they're going to ask, all right, did you achieve what you plan on doing? What's the plan for the next meeting? And so in my mastermind group, that's pretty much what we do. And everybody has different goals. But the main thing is you actually don't want to show up and say, you know what, I really didn't do anything. Oh, well, that's embarrassing at the first thing. And then secondly, you want to get those things done, right? So it's not just like for everybody else, but it's really for your own benefit and where you want to go. So create an accountability group. You can join my accountability group because I feel, I can help you getting to where you want to be. And I always look at ourselves as well. We all have stories that we share, but the stories are really there to make you stronger and to help others once you figured out how to overcome it. So you're really stealing from others by not sharing your story, and then use your story as like, hold on, I can actually look back and I can pick out a few of these nuggets that might help somebody else with whatever they're going through. So the stories are there to also empower you and figure out, how can I get from point A to point B with that particular action goal that I want to achieve? So let's do it, right?
Absolutely, 110%. So we're getting close to time here. What's like one last little nugget that you want to drop on people real quick?
I really love that you mentioned earlier writing things down on paper. I'm a firm believer in electronic calendars and having reminders on your phone and all that kind of good stuff. But at the end of the day, the connection between writing it down with a pen on a piece of paper and going into your brain, and the connection, of course, with seeing the piece of paper is absolutely tremendous. So I would encourage you, good old paper, good old pen, create some sticky notes, put them on your mirror, reminding you about how awesome you are, that you should go for a walk because it's going to make you even more awesome, and let's just do it.
110%. You should see the sticky notes I have around everywhere all the time. Like I should take stock in sticky notes because yeah, it's ridiculous. So 110%. So this is the shameless plug time of the show. So like where can people find you and like what are you putting out these days?
Well, so my mastermind group has started, and I would love to have you in it. We have monthly meetings. You can also sign up and just join these amazing females that are working with me and kind of become group of empowerment, right? So it's called Mastermind Coaching. And what I would really love to do is, of course, help you get to your next level, wherever you want to be. My company is called Hello Happy Nest. Hello Happy Nest, and that's also the name of the website. On Instagram, it's hello.happy.nest, and then also have a YouTube channel at Hello Happy Nest. And I would love to share some of my little secrets with you and help you make your 2024 the best year ever.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was such a pleasure to have you. And, absolutely 100% agree with all this stuff. Like what's that expression say? When you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So let's plan on having an amazing 2024 this year. So stay tuned and have a healthy day. Thanks again for joining us. Make sure to share the love, like, subscribe, and share. This information is potentially life-saving. Don't keep it to yourself. Make sure to help spread this message. And if you want to experience less pain, have a brain that works, and have more energy, it starts in the kitchen. Download my free 8-video cooking series, Real Cooking for Real Life. No more excuses. Take charge of your health. Start with the free video series at www.thelimeboss.com. That's LYME. Thank you. Have a blessed day.